I'm honored to introduce Jothi Earl Prakash Ponnusami, a security enthusiast and a presenter of our blockchain workshop. Jothi has a master's degree in information security and assurance from George Mason University in Virginia, USA. As a member of the Blockchain at Mason organization, Jothi organized meetings and managed to initiate tech projects based on blockchain. He believes that the need for integrity and security can also be achieved by blockchain integration. Jothi, please take it away.
Hi, thanks for the introduction. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Awesome. Thanks for the introduction. Hi, I'm Jothi Prakash. I'm from George Mason University. Currently, I'm planning to pursue my career, and as of now, I just started exploring how blockchain works, and I'm be part of blockchain club in George Mason University, and we used to have some couple of projects and organize meetings and introduce how that blockchain technology, how it can be introduced to certain couple of people who are just relying on specific technologies based on servers. How come you can just notice like without server, whether you can work with an app, it is possible. It can be possible, like it's a developing technology, so people are exploring like how that can be done. Without getting any delay, we can just start it with this. So first, what is blockchain? So in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto, he built a blockchain cryptocurrency using the blockchain technology, where there are a lot of definitions, but there are some misinterpretations with the term called blockchain, and there is a different like debate between what is blockchain and Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, right? You guys know, like it's a emerging thing. And in simple term, we can explain blockchain is a digital record of transactions in which the continuously growing list of records, specifically we can say it as a block or linked together with a secured way using the cryptography methodology. And it was designed to resist any modification of data after it has been recorded using a distributed computing system with high consensus or blockchain term. So now let's see this. So now let's see, we have our node, a group of systems, like say like three computers with a server. It's a network, but let's say it's all these three systems are connected to the server, so it's just relying on that. So now let's consider this. There are multiple networks like this, and we should think that whether there is any centralized thing out there, but in blockchain thing, there is no centralized thing. That's the term called decentralized. And there's a concept called distributed ledger. It's like a common ledger platform. It is shared between all the nodes. All the nodes within this, each and every computer is set as nodes. So yeah. And one more thing is that it is completely secure. All the data which is between the nodes are being secured because it is stated that one block is chainly linked with the other one. So there is no chance of just breaking out the information in one block followed by the another one. And it is completely transparent because each and every node has its the ledger, because it's completely transparent. Even if one node tries to change a data in one ledger, it is completely reflected. It's not reflected, it's notified. And if if other nodes check whether the modified data is correct or not, and if they say it's false, it's false. We can't just no one can just pop in and change the data and say, hey, I just changed this and this is my data, and they can't own their others' data. So, and verification with third-party involvement, without third-party, there is no need. Like, let's say you are signing up for a website and you need to verify using authenticator application or some third-party third-party application. There is no need of such application in this platform, because before adding into the network, yes, obviously you need to verify yourself, but not each and every time when you add your own data or just you log in, because all the networks are connected and each node has the data of each and every computers within that network. It's not relying only to the networks, and also we can just include all the IoT devices, AI integrated services, everything. And yep. So now let's consider a simple example. Let's consider person A, and he wants to transfer money to person B. He has account in this bank, and he needs to rely on this bank to send this the money. So let's see. So first he needs to approach the bank. Hey, I'm sending this $5 to person B, and the bank needs to approve that, and later the money is transferred. This is the traditional way that we are following now as of now. So how about think a technology that if you don't need to rely just on the bank as a centralized party, and you can just transfer the money to person B directly. So this is the centralized concept where the bank acts as a medium here. So now let's consider as a decentralized ledger, the blockchain thing, and let's see like how the money can be transferred. So there is no need of any centralized party, and it can be transferred directly from the person A to person B. So now what is involved here? So whether you can ask me like whether there is any track of record, because the bank can have the transaction records, but do this person A or B has their own transaction records? Yes. So it means that person A has its own block and person B has its own block. So every transactions made by person A to person B, it will be recorded in person A's block, and person B's block, the data received from the person A, it is recorded in that transaction block. We can discuss further based on this in further slides, like how technically it is done, and with a small demo and examples. So this is the example, like which I said. So these are the chain of blocks, and let's say this is the person A's blockchain thing, and his block is here, and his transaction has to be done, right? So once the new block is arrived, it will just transfer from, it is just linked to append to the existing blockchain. See, so it will be appended. So let's say person C comes and he claims like I have made a transaction with person A, and I just want to add my transaction to the block. So let's consider this is the person C's block, and he made let's consider that he made a transaction with person A of $100, and he says that he needs to add into the block. And yeah, if he tries, it is not possible, because already the transaction is validated, and as I said, there are a couple of nodes within the blockchain, and they will verify that whether it is a valid transaction, and only then it can be appended into the blockchain. Let's dig deeper into this concept. So now this is a distributed ledger, which I said, which I explained earlier. Like it's a like pictorial representation of that. So first, here let's say consider another example, like a person is selling his house. So he has to rely on different parties, like for the clearance, like he has to go to one upper or like department, and he has to get approval, and have to go to the second department for the approval. It's a general scenario. So it's like a centralized ledger, and he has to this consider this as a document of that particular house. So he needs to go take this document to multiple paths, right? So let's go to a distributed ledger. Each and every department has the copy of that. So once there is no need to rely on that separate departments, let's say like once the department A has approved, it goes to department B. So it's a chain, right? So there is no dependencies or any medium to just to store. And let's say like one department has misinterpreted and made some changes, like minor changes, and it is not reflected in other departments. So there will be a confusion, right? So if it is the shared thing, like consider like a shared folder or thing, so all the data will be there, and there is no plagiarism or any change in the document can be identified. So that's the concept. And mainly thing is everyone has one copy, and there is no central authority, and large amount of information can be stored in that centralized, decentralized ledger. And main thing is that it's mainly used, it can be used in financial transactions, property records, shipments, and some investments, and much more. We can elongate this domains in multiple areas. So let's go into a small quick demo. So consider like let's get a student grade. So let's like for a particular class, particular set of students, there will be a faculty, and they have different types of faculty, and they have to upgrade their class students grade in the centralized ledger of that school. So let's consider for example these three are the faculties. Let's name them as nodes. So as I said, each computer is named as nodes in the network, right? So let's consider these three people as nodes, and let's consider these three people, maybe, or they may be also faculties, but for now we can consider them as minors in blockchain terms. So what they do is, nodes are the persons who calculate the student's record, and they enter the grade into that record database. But minors are the ones who even their duty is to just cross verify whether the data is right or wrong. Maybe like we can just look deep into that with a quick example. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So now, as I said, let's consider this one before this. Yeah. So this is the one. Let's consider the each and every every course has its own block. So so for as of now, I just stated like physics, and for example, their student name is A1 and his grade is A, and we have to calculate how it works. So before going to that, let's see what is how it can be calculated. So first, hash, we need to calculate hash, this one. So this is a predefined, we need to consider a predefined one before starting it, because there should be an initial value to start with that. So this is how hash works. We can just go further in detail how hash works, but as of now, just consider like this is the starting value of a block. If the block is empty, and for the first block, there should be a previous hash value. So 212, I consider 212 for now. So that's the base hash. And I need to calculate the grade. Sorry, already the grade is there. I need to like it's like a stamp, like we have to give a stamp for that grade so that no one can modify that. So now let's calculate the hash of this block, first block, and how it can be calculated. So this is a formula. So a hash can be calculated in many ways. For now, for this excuse me, for this one, I just calculated this. So what is this? I have taken a nouns, uh, and A, it is the value of the first letter of the course. Let's say physics, the first letter is, I can consider as a P. So for the value of P, I have considered these things. So for the value of P, it's 80. So I have chosen first value is 80 for A, and B is the first letter of the student public key. So public key comes to like each student has a public key and private key. It's a cryptographic term. So it means, so in the cryptography, public key is known to everyone and the private key is assigned to that only, is unique and it is given to one a particular person. Let's say for in this scenario, the student, a student has private key of his own. It's like kind of like a password. Okay. Uh, in a generic term, so it has its own and it should not be revealed to anyone. If it is done, it's a mess, right? So private keys in the term itself defines that it is private, and the public key is available to anyone across the world. Anyone can access that, but the private key should be with that student, so he can access his own data using his private key. Consider it's like a password kind of thing. So the B is the first letter of the public student's public key. So we can use that. Let's say public key has ABC. So let's consider A. So what is that? A for A, it's 65. So 80 plus 65 and the value of the grade. So what is the grade here? It's A. So what is the value of A? 65 again. So we have to add all those details, and finally we have to subtract with that lost value of the hash, previous hash, which is the previous hash is 212, right? And we have to find the difference. And main thing, how now you can ask me how the nouns occurred. So it means that we have to find a value at last which is divisible by 3 for in this scenario, not in every blockchain cases, just in this scenario. So as I said, a hash can be calculated in many ways. It can be used in a cryptographic method. For now, I have used this one. So my algorithm works like you have to choose a nouns like between 1 to 6, which is divisible by 3, so that the answer will be a stable one. Okay. So I just explained in a theoretical way. Let's see in a practical one. So consider this one. So this is a predefined one. So all these hashes are calculated and the grades are given to these subjects for these students. So it's randomly generated student names. So ignore if it is like a missed one. Okay. So, and the nouns are also calculated based on the hash. It is like if it is divided by 1. So let's see, like I'm the person, the student, I just want to change my data. So if I change it, let's say his grade is F and he is so ambitious to get A, but he didn't get, but he wants to change the grade. If he just change to A, see, all the blocks are affected. It means it turned to red means it's like it is showing that it is invalid. Someone is trying to change the data and it is showing, it is affecting all the blocks, not only his record, also everyone's record. So let's say, let's try to change it back. See, so let's say like person, this subject, let's say he tries to change his subject. Instead of 300, he changes to 350. Oh, sorry. He tries 350. Sorry. Just interchange the course names. See, there's the difference. So now let's see, let's try to change in between things. So let's say, let's change to F. See, there are like, although there is no there is no big difference in the blocks. As I changed to F, like you can see there are some blocks affected because the hash value, as I said, it can be similar to another block, but it may not. Sometimes it will be like, say, like I'm typing my name as Jothi. So sometimes someone has it as a name with the same value, he can calculate the hash similar to mine, and it may reflect. So since you can see there are some red blocks, it seems like those blocks are affected. It shows not affected, it shows that it is the previous values has some invalid records. That's the reason. So this is a simple example. I can explain this briefly in one more demo. I think people can understand better than this. Yeah, this is the one. And let me share the slide now. So now let's dive deep into the blockchain frameworks. So how that works. So I said like hash and nodes and miners. So I think it's like kind of technical ones, but let's see how that works. So first, transaction. So we said like, let's go with the same thing, like how teachers graded and how the grade is of grade value is embedded into that block. So that is kind of a transaction. So student A scored grade C and student B grade E. So it's kind of thing, right? So those kind of things are called transactions. And let's see how it works. So first, transaction, this can be seen as a basic unit of a blockchain. So transaction are made of like multiple inputs and outputs. By understanding the inputs and outputs, there is some minor fees. So as I said, miners, right? So they are the persons who just verify the transaction and say, hey, this is the correct transaction, and say it's long one. So if I change the grade as from A to C, so it's, hey, the miner can say like, hey, this is the invalid one, and we have to. So what is the reward that miners can get? So they will be rewarded with some tokens. So it's like a rewarded fee, right? So that's the miner fees we will state. And the second one is that the total amount. That let's in this scenario, it's the grade is the primary value. That's the one. And we can determine the balance of the user's wallets before and after transactions. So what is wallet? So wallet is like a blockchain identity is how you establish yourself in the world, in the case, the blockchain world, right? So, and in the blockchain identities are made up of a few important tools like wallets, address, and keys. So we can't just say wallet. So wallet has some address, right? So recently you may have come across the Twitter hack. So the hackers have uh, try to hack some top persons Twitter accounts, and they demand, like, they just posted like, hey, just send a certain amount as a cryptocurrency to this blockchain address, and it will be doubled. So they just try to fake the people, and some people believed in that, and they transferred their amount to that wallet, and it is not they didn't get back their own amount. So that's the hack happened. It's like 1 month ago. You can just check it out, like Twitter hacking happened, and I think it's July, end of July. Yeah. So they use those hackers use a particular address, wallet address. So each and every wallet has its own address. It is unique to everyone. So it's a unique identifier of that own wallet. So it has private key and private and public key, sorry. So as I said, the student has its own private and public. So when the hackers publish that address, it is that public address. They don't have their own, will not publish their own uh, private keys, since it is like anyone can access and get that money back. So what is private key? So it is a secret number that allows you to spend Bitcoin or cryptocurrency from your wallet. And private key is a shareable and it cannot be spent in any other coins. So let's come to signature. So signature, it's like a signature as we do in regular life. It's like a authorization stating that this is my transaction, like that. So what it does, it validates transaction and assign ownership using what known as digital transaction. And signatures establish proof of ownership of each transaction and made on their own network, right? And let's see like how network works. So it means like network is a blockchain, and in the network, so as I said, there are multiple scattered connection nodes in that particular network. So it is kind of distributed, right? So the connection should be like peer to peer. So what it does is, the idea of the network is what allows the blockchain to bypass the need of the third parties. So what it does means, there is no necessity of third party. As I said in the first example, there is no need of any bank or third party to verify that this transaction is done, or and this person has this or this amount and it is credited to the person B or something like that. So coming to the peer-to-peer network, so what it is that? So it is like a network of computers that allows information to be shared across users. It's like a direct connection. So A and B can just interact directly and communicate and send money, or communicate independently without just relying on another third party thing. What is distributed network? Is, as I said, it's a network that is spread across many users. Yeah. So now let's come to hashing. As I said with the demo, so it can be a hash is like can be defined as a unique fingerprint for a particular information. And hashing is that is a procedure that a miner or like a miner which those faculties on a proof of work. What they does, like that's a proof of work concept we will be discussing later. So it means that it constantly repeats the process and it finds whether it is a eligible one. So how we change the grade, and it will verify and say whether it is a valid one or not. And in other words, we can say it is a procedure of repeatedly inserting a random string of digits into a hashing formula until finding a desired output. So what I did is, in my example, I just try to find a unique random value by adding all the values and dividing by 3. So this is my perspective. So whoever using his own blockchain, they can rewrite their own thing and they can find that hash based on their own. So it is uniquely not only for the particular block, it is fully for that whole network. So it cannot be changed. As I said, it's a unique one. And let's come to consensus. So it is like the blockchain that make decisions. It's based on that. So it cannot make a decision just with the value. So it needs some idea or a framework or a proof. So it means that the consensus is an idea, but the idea is implemented through many different algorithms. So that algorithm I can state less as a smart contracts. It's like a way like saying like how the data can be how data or the communication can be done between two or more parties. So it's like an algorithm or rule. So these algorithms are all different ways and to try and achieve different consensus more effectively, I can say. And let's see what block. So block means like it's a fundamental component of the blockchain. Without that, we can't do anything. So inside the block, all these activities will be done. So I can explain in the further slide. So the word block is like an interesting way to think about the information it stores, but a block is this might be a little different than you expect. So it make, let me explain one thing. Where we have seen a nouns value, right? So it is like an arbitrary value. So it's a random one. It is joined together with the blocks data to form a blocks hash. So it is used in that. So all the hash value, it will be stored inside the block. And nouns. So nouns, it is, as I said, it's a cumulative of all the values, which is along with the hash, and it forms a hash inside the block. So let's see. So all together, it forms a chain, and it's a blockchain. So now let's see a quick demo. And before going to the demo, is there any questions like I would answer? Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. Okay. Yeah, here you go. So first, let's see how, as I said, like there is a hash value, how it is calculated. So there might be a question. So as I said, I have pasted a hash value in my demo, right? So here you can see, you can check out this website. You can just try it out how it works. So it's a useful thing for the beginners. I found it interesting to start with. So first, there will be initial hash for the empty data. So if there is not empty data, there is, if there is no data, there should be some hash for that also, for that value also. So let's say I'm just typing my name, Jothi. So the hash value changes. So if even if I change to ABC, so you can see the hash value is changing each and every time when I type a data. So hash, so what kind of hash they have used, you can ask me. So that is like SHA-256. So that is a different cryptographic hashing algorithm. It is used for generating this hash values. As I said, you can generate hash in a different way, whatever you like. And let's go deep in. With this knowledge, we can just dive deep into block, how block works. So as discussed earlier, a block will contain a nouns, a data, and a hash value. So block one might contain a GCL AI Summit. So this value is, I have entered this one, and it should be, this hash value is uniquely identifying this data. So if I try to mine this in the blockchain, let's see how it is doing. See, so it is mined. So it turns green. So it means that the our value is in the block one. This value data GCL estimate is mined in that. So with this idea, well, let's jump into blockchain. How these blocks, couple of blocks, are modified with the change in one block. Let's see. So let's see, like in the first block, I'm typing ABC. I'm trying to mine this. You can see it's taking a couple of time. So you can see that there is no previous hash value. So it has previous and current hash value. So it means that you can see this hash value and this one in the block two, it's almost same. Not almost, it's exactly the same, because it is like a chain linked one. So these two values, this particular hash and the previous hash is the same value. So if I try to change it to next one and try to mine, so it is mined, right? So now so it's done. So if I, let's say, let's take an example of like, what if I just change the data inside the first block. Okay, so let's see, it was in ABC, I'm just changing to XYZ. So you can see all the blocks, like block 1 2 3, it's turned to red. It means that there is a different value of hashes generated compared to the previous one. And you can also see the nouns value will change when I mine the value. So you can, if previously it is 94976, now let's see, it's changed to 18625. It means each and every value is changed based on the hash and the nouns, not the value, the block location. So nouns is determining like whether it is a valid one, and it is based on the, it determines the hash also. And with this, let's just dive deep into that distributed one. And you can see this, how it is done. Like, let's say these records, like the previous example, like the notes, each and every notes, the faculties, each and every faculties will have the same records of each one. So if I try to change anything, so you can see it is affected in this particular first block, first column, and it is not affected in the second and third page A and B and C. So it means that, so there is some mistake in the first chain, but it is not reflected to the other ones. So it means like you can see the nouns value is different from the first node and this one. So it means that there is some change that it has to be verified with other other nodes within that network. So there is no chance of changing, altering the data within that particular node in that network. Yeah, that's it. And we can just switch to the slides. And yep. So now what is decentralized applications? It means like, let's consider like, as of now, we are just using the servers, and with that we are using the applications. Like consider a world that is using completely decentralized, using the mobile applications, all the web applications are just decentralized, and all those open source software that can leverage the blockchain technology. So it is more faster, and as well as it can connect to each and every nodes within that particular network. So there is a concept called Web 3.0. It is emerging. So it can be embedded with that artificial intelligence, machine learning. Those concepts can also be implemented with these kind of things. And there are a couple of more websites using decentralized applications for their games and other activities. So as I said, a smart contract. So it is an agreement between that blockchain inside the blockchain. So it is like agreed between that two or more nodes before committing a transaction. So proof of work is the main thing. Like it's mostly relying upon the miners part. What miners do is like they are trying to figure out how it works, and they say like, hey, this is done and this is wrong, those kind of things. So mainly it is used in Bitcoin concept, that is a cryptocurrency. And there is a emerging concept called proof of stake. So it means like it is similar to proof of work. What it can does is, let's say I'm a miner, I just want to verify the particular nodes inside a network. So I can verify based on the amount of tokens which I have. Tokens means like similar to Bitcoins. So how much points I have, I can validate based on that. So it's like whatever you have, you can validate till that. So Ethereum is like similar to blockchain. That is a kind of cryptocurrency. It is using that concept, and it will be implementing that proof of stake in near future. So now next is cryptocurrency concept. Let's finish off quickly. So it is a digital currency where it's like each and every data is not the data, the currency value is totally digitalized. So Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency, and it is released in 2009, and transfers can be done with minimum processing fees. Yes. So let's say like you are transferring more and more cryptocurrencies. So the more you go, the less you pay. That's the concept. and it is true instant, and there is no need of just processing or delay between, like let's say you are just transferring money from your bank to other bank. So there is some processing time, and there is a processing, there might be, depending upon the mode of transaction, there might be a fees. So here the processing time is too instant, and there is no wastage of time as well. And coming to wallets, there are multiple wallets based on the cryptocurrencies, and even there are many wallet providers available across the market. And still, how the wallet works, as I said, it's the cryptocurrency thing, like how it has like private and public keys. So your wallet will have your own private key and the public key. So the public key will be available to everyone so that they can transfer. You can just transfer or receive money based on that values, and it will be verified based on your private key. So what are the types? So you can see in the picture like that's Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. There are multiple kinds of coins. And it's not that you can say like all the cryptocurrencies, but whether those values will be same compared to others, no, definitely not, because each and every like it's like a demand and supply concept, right? So the more you go, the more you get. So Bitcoin and Ethereum are the most popular one, and even Litecoin, Montenegro, Dash, all the emerging one, and those you can just if you get a chance, you can just go to Coinbase.com. That's like it's maybe for beginners. You can just see the how the graph goes, like based on the trading and everything. And it is available. The wallets are available in desktop, online, mobile, even in hardware things nowadays. So let's consider a simple scenario. Like say you want to save your pocket money in an interesting way, like you're using a cryptocurrency. Let's see how it goes. So I found a thing called Pixby. So let's see how it works in a quick video.
I think you might need to reshare your screen, sharing the audio. Because we can't hear the audio right now. Awesome. So I found this one is a interesting one as a like for the kids, like if a parent want to teach his or her kid, it's a good way to start with how to teach, like how to spend money based on, you can schedule activities and you can schedule a time to
deposit amount in different ways, like maybe in dollars or cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, Ethereum, anyway. So I found it's a good start for kids to how to explore. Even you can find a if you find time, you can just explore this. It's a good application as well. And finally, we can just see how blockchain is useful in many different fields. So first of all, gaming, as I said, these decentralized applications. So there are multiple games that are being developed using a blockchain. So you can check out the link which I stated here, Zaya.io. So it's like it runs games without any server. So it means like there is no need of a server, like since every network, every system is connected together. So it's completely instant to start and play games. And you can just create, and you can trade the tokens. Like if you win a game, you will be gaining points. Instead of gaining points, you can gain based on tokens. Like it can be any mode of coins. And coming to healthcare, so first is like let's say like if you're going to a hospital in Virginia and you're taking a treatment continuously, and if you want to go to California and you are in California and you want to get an instant access to a nearby hospital, and you don't need to carry all the data, all the files along with you, right? So think a concept like blockchain. So it lets all the medical record is connected together. And if a doctor want to access your data from your hospital in Virginia, since if there is any critical sensitive information without your concern, the doctor cannot access that. So it's completely legal, and it's a developing one in medical industry as well. So even in insurance companies and like other supply chain like pharmaceutical companies, all these concepts are developing in this technology as well. And let's dive deep into technology. So first in technology, like artificial intelligence. So let's say like smart city, let's go into a concept called smart city concept. So all that critical traffic signals has some sensors. So it's like whenever there is any interruptions or any accidental notification happens, so all these AI sensors or motion detectors are connected together, so it can gather those data and can be saved between all those nodes, and it can be used for further analysis as well. And in Brave browser, so as of now you can see you can check it out, Brave browser. It is a completely based on blockchain technology. Even I'm using that browser for my daily usage. So you can see like crypto rewards using the tokens. Yeah, it rewards users with tokens, and it blocks like data grabbing ads. So each and every time, let's say you're going to YouTube or any other website, you will be getting some ads in the sites, or even there will be multiple trackers for analytics purpose. So in this browser blocks, you can customize which one to allow and which one to block. And based on that, you can customize your blog browser, and you can earn rewards based on your browse history and the websites you browse. And the KYC chain, it is a software that is used to verify the customer's identity. If like there is a new joining to a particular company, this KYC is used and to verify all the details mentioned and based on that particular candidate. And this is a survey that I got from the Coinbase reports, like how much US students are experiencing with the cryptocurrency concepts. And I found it's quite interesting to know that 26% to take cryptocurrency course. Like it's so exciting, and 18% people own their own cryptocurrency. That is too exciting to know that people are stepping into that cryptocurrency world. Yeah. And companies, let's see like what are the companies that are using blockchain. So you can in banking, most popular Visa, supply chain is Walmart, and even AWS and IBM those cloud providers are even diving deep into the blockchain technology, and they are providing search and resources and services to how to explore and how to build services with their cloud applications. So that is a quite interesting one as well. And even if they had travel partners, they are more advanced in the travel thing. So and even they are planning to implement blockchain technology in them and developing. Already they are using that, and they are trying to improve in more aspects. And these are a couple of startups which I have identified, and there are more like you can even there are wallet companies like providing like Coinbase, Bit, and Coin. They are more interested in investing and trading the cryptocurrencies. And there are some IoT technologies, technology-based companies like Bitmark, and they are trying to implement as in that artificial intelligence kind of research. Yep. And I think I have completed. Any questions?
Hi, Jothi. We have a couple of questions from the audience. So first,
Okay.
how do you think blockchain is going to be useful in the next 10 years? Any predictions?
Yeah, definitely. So blockchain in next 10 years, there are more and more advancements are going to implement, are going to going to be evolved in blockchain. So let's say take a supply chain, or let's take a simple example as agriculture. So a farmer has to track, like if a farmer wish to track how his vegetables are being sold to market, sent to market, he can track, like let's say he is harvesting for that's a fruit in Virginia, for example. He needs to track like how it goes across the country or across the regions. He can track like which went to the supplier, or it's like it's like Amazon order tracking, right? So we can say like how it started from that one particular region to other one. So it's like a link continuously. So I think it's a very big industry, and I feel it's going to be a big part in the technology field as well in the next few years. Yeah.
Definitely. And one more question. What was your inspiration? Like, what was your own personal inspiration to pursue blockchain?
My inspiration. So basically, I did my master's in information security. So I was curious in how to know how to secure a particular data or software or certain things. So I'm completely into security. So in the meantime, I came across the term called blockchain. I just dived into that, and it made like I can say I read I think some blogs related to blockchain, and it inspired me like how we can implement security in this field also, like how it can be done. So not only related to data, it also uh, related to the devices, IoT devices. Even I did some couple of researchers in IoT as well. So how blockchain can secure IoT data. So that's my inspiration. Like you can just dive down. I just got an inspiration from one of my friend, and he just introduced me, and I started in that path, and it aligned with my skill set. So that's one of the reasons. Thanks for asking that.
And one last question before we move on to our next panel. As with all emerging technologies, there's always a question of ethics, and blockchain is definitely an emerging technology, and we have yet to see it in its full form. What do you think are any of the ethical dilemmas posed by blockchain technology?
So I think you're asking like what are the ethical things, like what can you repeat the question, please? Sorry.
Yeah, like I'm just asking, are there any ethical questions that people are asking with regards to blockchain technology?
Okay, so let's see, like let's say there's a final one. I can say like some people are scared like how the data, whether my data will be secure. People are saying it's secure, but I'm not sure how secure it is. Some people can say like it's super secure. You can just dive deep and do anything or develop an application using blockchain or everything. But as of my interest and in my view, I can say try it out something new. So it's even you have to just try it out and you can say like yes, this is working out and this is not working out. So you can say like even I had a dilemma like oh, it's like a cryptocurrency thing, so whether I need to invest a lot of money to get more knowledge. No, nothing like that. You can just instead of just investing your money, there is a concept called tokens. You can create your own token, create your own program and get tokens, and you can trade off with that. So it doesn't mean that you need to just rely on your own idea. Just you have to rely on your own ideas, but not just relying on only on the currencies thing. Just try to learn more in this field. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much.
Good day, and I feel this event is an awesome one, and hope you people there are multiple inventions, and I see in the pictures as well. So it's so exciting to be a part of this event. Thank you so much.